Part three. Yeah, I left off a couple nights ago and hadn't finished this. So now the sun's blinding me. I am done. Finally, I did have to go off and got sick of my 120 grit that I had. It was the roughest grit I had. So I got online and honestly, I really like this because, and I'll show you why. I've had these for a long time. I've been using them. This is the traditional cartridge that I use. That's my 120 grit. That's it next to the new 60 grits that I got. Look at the size difference. I get so much more done with this instead of those lengthwise before they wear out. And if you want the details, you should be able to pause and read all that crap if it's hopefully not displayed backwards. So let's see if that focuses. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, got those off of Amazon. It's like 40 some odd bucks for 50 of them. So that is, you're damn near paying $1 for each one of those. So don't expect that to be free 99 or anything. So I'm going to cut this, flip the camera around and show you what's done. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I just do what I like to do because I'm a hot rodder and I can afford to spend the time in a couple of tools to do shit like this. So yeah, like I said, I don't need any criticisms from some random assholes. It's like, oh man, it's not how you do that and this and that. And like I said, I'm not claiming to be a pro. I'm just trying to inspire other guys that are like me that, if you're younger and you're scared to get into this shit, fucking jump right the fuck in after seeing some shit like this. Giving you an idea how to do it. That's all I hope is you guys, just don't have any fear. Like, you definitely want to stay away from your valve seats because if you fuck that up, they might have to replace one. Or, get into something to correct it that costs more money or whatever. But I'm happy with my results with what I've got. Let me flip this around and show you some of the intake and exhaust and bowl, and you can see what you think. I wish I had a before and after to put right beside it, because the exhaust side, you can really tell where I did a lot of work, and that's where these square ports need the most help. Intake side, I really just clean up a lot of stuff. I don't do a lot of modification. I just, like I said, clean up. I do work around the valve guide a little bit, just if I can get in there to clean it up some more, and but otherwise I don't fiddle fart around inside there a whole lot, man. It's just the square ports flow a lot. If I was doing some cathedrals, I'd definitely show you everything about how to teardrop that out and help those things flow. You get a lot more out of cathedral porting them whenever you can clean around that valve and everything compared to square ports, because square ports, I want to say a little over 30 CFM is the best I've ever seen anybody pick up on these. Like GM Performance parts might be the ones that flow 360. I've seen other companies, their shit's reported to flow high 340s, 350s, but around 360s where the GM Performance parts are. I wish I was that good because that would definitely make it worth doing this. But yeah, let me flip this around and I'll show you. All right, if you remember part two, this shit was really, really ugly in there, and now it's kind of, okay looking. It's definitely cleaned up. You can see some of my little spots. Man, it's not showing up on camera, so it probably looks better on camera than I'm seeing. You can kind of see it right there. You see a couple little pits from me, from my carbide bouncing around, and I got most of that out. I'm not worried about all of it because it's really not relevant to make that beautiful. I just get this to where my OCD is happy. It looks kind of like somebody knew, had an idea of what's going on, so I'm happy with that. I'm sure this picked up some flow. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about it. This probably picked up, 10, 15 CFM just doing all this cleanup. I do come in here and, do what I can to make this smooth, but I'm not trying to take out material. All right, so there's that. And let's see if I can move this over and get into an exhaust valve so you can see that. That is what I really did all this shit for, because that, you can see right here, this was not as much room. I couldn't fit my finger in there before. Same thing on this side. I couldn't do that. So that right there is going to allow exhaust to get the F out of that cylinder and, do its thing. You can see right there in that little spot. See, here's my pointy thing. That's got a bunch of grease and crap on it for me messing with this, but right here, that spot, like, that's not crucial. If you want to go OCD like I do on stuff and get rid of that, that's just a little bit of casting that's left. You can, it's not going to hurt anything if you have the patience to get in there and get it. but otherwise it's, you know, it's not gonna make or break what you're doing. Now let me spin this around to look at some intake ports. There you go. Like I said, it's all cleaned up. Still funky in there, so it looks like there's crap in there that's really not. Like all that. There you go. See, it just wipes out with my finger. But like I said, that's what it is. You remember, I tried to stay off this. I clean up around it. That right there is one of the bottom of your valve cover bolt. That's what that is. This right here, that's your spring seat. So if you can see right here, that's where your spring seat is. That's where it lands. So do not get rid of that. Clean up around it like I did. That's it. Like I said, you get rid of that, you'll blow a hole right through that son of a bitch, and you'll be in bad shape. You need to find somebody that can weld aluminum and all this other shit. So don't do that. And then take a final look at my exhaust port. And the exhaust port's what I was really focusing on as much as I possibly could. So there we go. Like I said, that's it. There right there, you'll see that's where a little bit of chatter is from the carbide. Same thing, which, like I said, that's not killing me, but that's also the hump for the exhaust valve guide. So same thing, do not go, like, that's why that looks the way it does. Call me scared. I'm not trying to mess with that to clean that shit up. The rest of this, I mean, you can see the rest of this looks good, mainly right here and right here. That's where I worked on that a lot. So that's more room for exhaust to get the F out that cylinder, you know, clean everything else up. I did focus a little bit on the short side here, like making, you know, 3 or 4 passes on this side going down. Then when I'm on the bowl side, the same thing. You know, it's pretty good. I will go back in here and finish cleaning this up because this is the only one that's got some of that left. And, you know, it's on the short side, so it's probably not very crucial, but out of OCD, I will probably do that because you look up here to this one, you see it really ain't got that shit in there because I've done more work to it. Otherwise, don't be scared of that. You know, any questions, concerns, and comments, I'll answer what I can. I've got one guy that's been on a couple of these. You know, I'm not getting a ton of views, but I'm not sharing it, and I don't have a bunch of subscribers. But through the years, hopefully people see this and find it fucking usable. So, yeah, hopefully that's usable, man. Like I said, I just want you guys out there that are maybe new to it or somebody that has messed around on their own and just looking for some more information and you like looking at various videos of shit like this. I feel I talk way too fucking much. But some people don't mind that. Some people are like, shut the fuck up and get to the point. And I understand that. Some people might hate my fucking voice and how ugly I am. The rest of y'all are like, I don't care. Dude's talking about shit that interests me. So yeah, hopefully some of y'all found this interesting. Like I said, I'm trying to take this channel more serious just because I can, you know what I mean? Get more valuable information out there, details on shit like this. Like what did I do to get them so much power? Out of my supercharged setup. I'm like, oh, I home ported the heads, this and that, and people want to say, well, what'd you do to the heads or something? I can say, hey, look at this video. This is going to be the third part of it. It's going to be shorter because, you know, the other one was showing before and after. Wouldn't have mind doing the actual cartridge roll stuff before and after to show people, but it's really just kind of irrelevant. You get the idea. I'm really, really hoping this thing performs well as far as the exhaust side goes, because I wasn't concerned about the intake. I know I've probably picked up 10, 15 CFM on the intake. That's cool. Like, I'll take it. My concern was the exhaust side. And that bitch right there, that Mustang, that has a LS2 short block in it with these same heads. That one is 10.3 to 1 compression with these same heads on it. Had more than that with 243 or 799s. I'm sorry. I want GTO. It came in. I wanted more head flow, but I sacrificed compression. Well, that short block is going in my 2002 Camaro with a single turbo system. The motor that's going to go in that, which that's like a 2002 F-150. It's getting an LS swap too. I'm going to do another 6-liter. I got an L76 I got for $1,200. These are actually the heads on it that I'm working on right now. But that short block is going to keep the heads that are on the car, but I'm going to put some Summit brand like 11.5, 11.7.1 dome pistons in it. Like, that's what my goal is, to see what the hell that car will do with higher compression and ported heads. I kind of would like to just do compression only for shits and grins because I know it would still work well, but the heads are off. I've got no reason not to just port the fucking heads while they're off. And I do have to decide if I want to drop them off for a valve job because it's like, okay, it's going to be another $450 or some shit. So that, we'll see. That'll be the thing that I feel I'm already in there doing it, so I probably will just because I kind of feel it's dumb not to, especially if I've got the extra $400 or $500. The downside to hot rodding, like most of you know, shit will nickel and dime the piss out of you. So people ask me, hey, how much to build such and such? I will ballpark things in my brain, and I will add $5,000 on top of that, just so I give them a legit real-world figure, just to know what they're going to have in it, you know, because, I mean, I used to do LS stuff, small block Chevy stuff for a long time. I moved over to LS because I helped a friend. I was impressed with how well it worked, and I went LS. And, you know, budget-wise, if you're on a budget, man, it doesn't take much to make 500 horsepower out of a 6-liter with a cam. Like, that's all you need. Decent intake, like a new body style, what they call the TBSS intake. And that's with cathedrals. With square ports, you're going to get more like 540-ish horsepower. Go with a badass intake, more RPM, you can get more, or mill the heads, or do what I'm doing with that one, bump your compression up with pistons. Just getting the milling heads, you got to be careful because you can go too far and have intake alignment issues once you get past about 30 thousandths, and that might not bring up the compression high enough for you. So these are all things that's relative information that's on the internet, but I can babble about shit all day long, and you know, it's just stuff that if you haven't thought about it, boom, hopefully it helps one of y'all or 10 of y'all. We'll see. If not, I hope you enjoyed me jacking my fucking jaw on this shit, and you know, give some of y'all an idea. Like I said, there's guys out there that know what the fuck they're doing that are badasses. Me, I'm just do this, likes playing with this junk ass toys. That's my '89 Mustang, my 98 Trans Am. It's got 55,000 miles on it, but it's a forged 370 4-lady conversion, Moser 12-bolt rear end with 430s, and 0411 ECM conversion. So that car, love it. Built it for my wife. And it's narrowed rear, so it's got the 325 50s on a 10-inch wide wheel that give it that nice lip. And then there's this thing that is my 88 OBS, which I don't even know what you're calling them. GMT 400 is what they're all called, but I don't think that was ever a Silverado. I don't know. Like for me, I used to always think trucks like that were Silverados when I was a kid. And you grow up and you find out not so much. So that one, and then I have my 2002 Camaro there. Those are my 4 main projects. I have like an S10, a 93 Camaro, 91 Camaro, Cobalt. I think that's it. Oh, and the 86 Trans Am, and all outside the shop. They're all projects to do other shit with. So, like I said, I do stuff like this because I have so many projects. The more I save, the more I can put money into other shit. And while I'm at it, I can make more power without a lot of extra effort. So I do it. I'm that guy that people are like, oh, I can get such and such somewhere and buy it from this guy, buy this from that guy. And then, well, all these guys that are selling shit and trying to help their business, I don't mind doing that if I can, but helping every single motherfucker out, paying for shit that I can get off eBay or Amazon and save $50, $100, whatever it is, I build too many vehicles not to take advantage of that. So those of you out there building one vehicle that are intelligent, unlike my dumbass that wants to have a slew of shit, yeah, you can go support those guys. Me, I save every nickel and dime I can because I'm constantly spending money on my shit because I'm never happy with it, or I'm just, you know, mentally challenged when it comes to being financially responsible. But see y'all next time.